Hi, my name is Shannon. I am here with Muscle D Fitness to introduce you to this exciting machine. So what we have here is called the Compact 4-Stack Multi-Gym. It is really wonderful because not only does it get you a strong workout, it has the quality of the commercial unit, the things that you would see normally in a gym. So it holds up a lot of weight, a lot of energy, a lot of use. It's perfect for you if, number one, you want to invite your friends over, if you have many people in your family, you want to work out at the same time. It's also perfect for you if you want to invite your trainer over and have multiple people working out at once. It's also perfect for you if you want to do a little less work in adjusting the machine and a little more time on actually doing the workout. So if any of those speak to you or you just want a really cool machine, this is for you. This station is called the Leg Extension Seated Leg Curl. What makes it super unique is that once I've adjusted everything to fit my body, I don't have to get up to go back and forth between the leg extension and the leg curl. So the first thing I did, and I pre-adjusted this, is I moved this to make sure that I can lock my ankles around it. Right there, so your toes are flexed, okay? Once your ankles are locked in, then the next thing you need to do is get the back support to come towards you. So I'm gonna lean back to see if it's there. It's not there. Ideally, you don't want to relax and watch Netflix here. What you do want to do is move this to fit the perfect posture. So to get there, I want you to grab this handle right here to your right side, and then you're going to pull back to make sure it comes to your back. Then you have a nice posture. You're squeezing your belly, and you go ahead and adjust the weight stack, and you're ready for your leg extensions. So I have handles right here. I'm going to take a nice deep breath, and then go straight up. 1, 2. So this is just the traditional leg extension, but if you want to make your workout a little more exciting, then you can do one leg, maybe the other leg. Good. And then an alternative to this to make it a little bit more exciting is to turn the legs in at the top. And if you want to do the burnout, you're going to go halfway up and just go back and forth with a nice little pump at the end. Just from the leg extension to the leg curl, the first thing I need to do is move this so that my legs are straight. The adjusting part for that is over here. You're going to move the pen so that your legs come all the way up. You don't have to move your legs with it. But I'm going to look and kind of guess. All right, that's where I want my legs. Perfect. Now my legs are straight. Once again, it's a very relaxing position, but that is not the point of the workout. Next, I want to get this down so it's pushing against my thighs so they're nice and snug inside. How do I do that? I pull the pin out. Good. Now that's locked in. Finally, I'm going to adjust my weight. What kind of a challenge do I want for the leg curl? And I'm ready to go. My back was already in place. Now I'm going to pull down and squeeze my glute. If you want to really focus on the mind-muscle connection, pause for a second at the bottom. Alternatively, we can do the single leg curl by keeping one leg out. Or I can shift other side. And again, to get the burnout in, I'll go halfway down and just squeeze at the bottom. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Or to do an isolation or static hold, I can actually keep my legs curled and hold it. Maybe I'll hold it for 10, 15 seconds at the end. This really helps target those muscles. And to get out, all you do is pull this, lift this up. And if you don't feel comfortable stepping out like this, then you would simply readjust with this pin. And then step out and move on to your next exercise. The second station we have is called the lat low row. Essentially, we have 2 exercises in one. The first one we're going to do is the lat pull down. We can use several grips, but I'm going to show you 3 today. All right, adjust your weight as usual. I'm going to go ahead and challenge myself. Get in a workout while we're at it, right? All right, then I want to unhook. The first grip we're going to use is the traditional wide grip. If you're new to this workout, the most important part is that you understand this is a back workout, right? This is a back exercise. So to lock into my back, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down and then bring this to my chest, okay? So there's 2 ways I can do it. I can bring my elbows out and squeeze down and hold it right there in my chest. Right? So I'm lifting my chest up, squeezing my stomach in. I can also try it with my elbows coming in. So this slightly changes where it's hitting the muscle, right? Elbows in. Notice the difference, so just here or here. And I can lean back slightly to change the angle. Okay, but I want to show you a different grip too. The underhand grip, it starts to recruit the biceps a little bit. As you'll notice, it's a little bit like a pull-up. But we don't need to have full body weight. That's why we have a weight step. All right, same thing. I'm going to pull down, pull to my chest. Breathe in on the way up, breathe out on the way down, squeeze your belly. Good, and again, if I want to get a different part of my back, I'm going to lean back just slightly. I can hit a little bit lower on the back. Okay? One more grip. Again, from the wide range, go to the narrow grip. Instead of underhand, back to the traditional grip. Wrapping my thumbs around. Take a nice deep breath. Hold down the shoulders. And again, there's a slight difference between here and the full extension. Okay, so depending on how you want to isolate, I can bring my shoulders all the way up, then pull down, and go all the way up for that full stretch. Or I can bring my shoulders down and keep them down and isolate from there. And if I want to do a burnout, I'm going to pull here and then squeeze right there. And that's for the final rep. Again, these are just some suggestions and ideas. It's up to you what you want to do. Now we're going to go from the lat pull down to an alternative from this position, the tricep push down. Obviously, that's going to be a little bit too much weight for me. Maybe it wasn't obvious, but it's true. Okay. All right. How do we get this position? So essentially, we're going to grab narrow grip, elbows in, move back. I'm going to go straight down. But you'll notice it gets stuck. Okay, so if you've never tried this before, we do have a chain extension. All we have to do is add that. So then we can go from here, and then we have the full range of motion. All right, when I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and hook it back and move on to the low row. The most important part about transitioning from this part to this part is that these must go down in order to get the full range of motion. So I'm going to drop this as low as I can. That allows for the cable to come this way. All right, so for the seated low row, I'm going to put my legs forward. I'm going to go ahead and grab the handle. And we have several variations on this one. I'm going to start with the traditional wide grip, elbows out. Okay, so I can go down here, just above the belly button. I can go up here. Okay, I can lean back, pull here. Okay, I can also do an underhand grip, focusing on the lower part right here. Pulling in, pull, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. And again, lean back more. Or I can start here and pull forward. Okay, so depending on which way you want to do it, there's several options. Something super unique about this machine is slight tilt. This gives a unique take on the traditional flat bench. The first station on this machine is a multi-press. Essentially, we have 3 different exercises in one. The first one we're going to start out with is called the shoulder press. So to get the shoulder press, you need to adjust this to meet the height of your shoulders. I think that I have this right. I'm going to go up or down a little bit. I might be off by 1, but let's go ahead and try it out. Okay, so I'm going to sit down. Looks like my shoulders are aligned. That's perfect. And then I'm going to go ahead and go with the grip that's on top. And then I'm going to make sure I got my weight adjusted. Take a nice deep breath. Now, keep in mind, a shoulder press like this is not going to work, right? That's not the right motion. So your elbows want to come underneath. And then I'm going to take a nice deep breath and push straight up. So in order to get to the right angle, instead of laying back, I might actually come underneath it. So without the back support, I'm going to get the exact motion I'm looking for. Straight up, straight up. And if I want to get a nice deep stretch, maybe it's like slightly behind my head, same thing, straight up. Very good shoulder press. Okay, so I'm gonna move from the shoulder press down to the incline press. How do I get there? 2 adjustments. The first adjustment is going to be the handles. So I'm gonna go down, let's say 2 notches, okay? The second adjustment is going to be the seat. So the adjustment handle is right underneath this. Now I'm gonna pull it, and I'm gonna go about halfway. You'll feel it lock in. So you let go, feel it lock in, and then hop back in the seat. Again, I'm gonna check and see if this is the right place. So obviously, I overshot the runway on this. I want this to be right here, so I'm gonna go back to the handles and adjust up just a little bit. Okay, that should be right. And again, depending on how tall you are, you might wanna go down or go up. So I might wanna use this one for my incline press, or I might wanna use this one to get a different stretch. Or we have an alternative form where elbows can actually go in, so then we're gonna lock into the triceps a little bit more and less of the chest and the front delts. Okay, so we're gonna go from shoulder press, incline press, to now we're gonna do full-on bench press. To get the bench press, we're gonna do another adjustment. So let's start with the bench. I think that's a little bit easier. Same thing, take out the pin, pull it all the way down. You want it to go not here, but flat. So if it stops there, that's another option, but it's not a full bench press. So instead, I'm gonna pull it back out, nice and flat, locked in. And then you see this one, depending on your flexibility of your chest, you might want this to go up or down, but I'm gonna go ahead and lower it. I think that's about right for me. Okay? And then I'm gonna adjust my weight, same thing. Now the key here is that you want this to align with your shoulders, okay? So if I'm here, just below the shoulders, that's about right. Or if I'm here, that doesn't mean it's the wrong form, but it's a slightly different exercise, okay? So if I'm gonna do traditional bench press, perhaps I wanna align my shoulders with this part. Take a nice deep breath, push up. Slightly different angle, up here. Elbows in. Okay? Or I can adjust on the bench. Let's say I want to go here and I want to use the upper handle because it's slightly higher because maybe I don't have that same flexibility. I just slide right up. You can put my feet here. I put my feet here. If you're going to put your feet here, make sure you squeeze your glutes. Push straight up. Also, a little tip for this one, if you want to add a little abs, go ahead and put your hands back here. Now you have leg lifts built in. You can do these. And so on and so forth. It becomes your bench. This station is called the adjustable high-low pulley. So this is our pulley, and it's just exactly like it says. It can go from high to low. So there's so many different exercises you can do on this particular apparatus. I'm going to show you a few of them today, some of the most popular ones, and then you can look up, add to your workout, etc. But let's start from the top, okay? So the first one I would say is tricep. That would be one of my favorite ones. I'm going to bring my elbow in, and you want to start light, go ahead and adjust. I'm going to bring my elbow in, and I'm going to go straight down. So the best way to do that form is usually you want to have one leg supporting you. You could do both legs, but if you put the opposite leg to the arm, that gives you a nice range of motion where you can pull your elbow in and push straight down. Alternatively, other leg, same thing. I'm going to put the opposite leg in front, hand on the hip, bring the elbow in, and I'm going to push straight down. Squeeze at the bottom, hold if you want, and always breathe out on the push. Good, moving right along. There's so many exercises, like I said, that I can do. The next one I'm going to focus on is a chest press. So one leg behind. The alternate leg of the pushing arm is going to be in front in a nice lunge. And I'm going to go straight forward. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Then, if you use both hands, we can also do the back. Pull your elbows in, go straight down. If anything, it's a really good range of motion, but I'm gonna go ahead and up the weight for that. Scoot back, pull your back down, and squeeze. I'm gonna throw in kind of a fun little exercise here. We can actually add a squat to this motion. So while I'm pushing down, I'm also going down. Just creates a fun little workout. I'm going down, and come up, breathe out, and up, breathe out, and up. Good. Now we're gonna go back to slightly lighter weight. Back to the chest. I'm gonna bend my elbow just slightly, hand on the hip for stability. So this is half of the pec fly. If I want to adjust the angle, I'm going to step forward. Good, you want to hold on to that grip. Sorry for adjusting on camera. Grab on and squeeze. Depending on the range of motion you want, you can go all the way back or you can go halfway and squeeze. Another variation you could do from this angle is a tricep extension. So I'm going to use both just to show you the variation. My angle is here. I'm going to lean slightly forward once again, one leg forward, and then go straight forward. Elbows in. And I'm ambitiously going to try one arm, elbow in, straight up. I can also change the angle, so I simply just slide it down, and it's more of a hammer position. And so on and so forth. All right, next we're going to go from the high position to the medium position. Simply hold onto the handle, pull with your finger, and then the other hand has to push down while you're pulling. I'm going to adjust just about to my waist, a little bit higher. And the first exercise I'm going to do is a single arm standing row. So here, other hand's on my hip, and I simply pull back. And this is one of those that you can have all kinds of variations and angles. First, I'm going to do elbow in. Good, and then I'm going to do higher, elbow out. And then I want to get in my rear delt. So I'm actually going to pull up here and targeting this part of my shoulder. And the most important part is if you really want to emphasize that muscle, you squeeze it when you pull it back. Squeeze, squeeze, or here, squeeze, squeeze. Breathe out and hold. Just so that you can see the other side. Same thing, I'm going to start here, low row, standing, elbow in, and then I want to adjust. So I'm going to bring my elbow out, pull it more to the middle of my chest, squeeze, squeeze. Or I want to focus a little bit more on my row delt, so my elbow's going to come up and I'm going to pull up higher. Squeezing. Again, just depends on your workout. Then you're going to go from back and shoulder. I'm going to turn this into an ab machine, a little torso twisting rotary. The best way to do this is maybe hold both hands. Notice my feet are stationed, they're just past shoulder width apart. They're really locked into the ground. And then I'm going to twist with it. With my arms slightly bent. I'm going to twist. 1, squeezing, nice and controlled. 2, and 3, and 4. Other side, same thing, just so you can see from the back. My legs are just past shoulder apart, nice and bent. I'm going to grab on, the other hand's going to come on top, and I'm twisting. 1. Make sure that you have a full range of motion. 2. Nice and controlled. 3. And 4. Nice straight spine. Good. And then we went from pulling, I want to do a push motion. So again, we have a slightly different angle. We're going to do chest press. We're straight forward, nice straight angle. Switch sides. Push. do everything from pulling to pushing. And then if you really want to get fancy, you can adjust your angle, and now you're going for a shoulder press at an incline. Awesome. So as you can see, you can do anything you want with it, but this is an example from the medium position. Now we're going to move from high, medium to low, all the way down to the ground. Give you some fun exercises. I'm going to grab the handle, push down. We're going to go all the way to number 1. Okay? And I'm going to start with the feet. We're going to go for the inner thigh, outer thigh, and glute right now. So these are the kicks, right? To get the kick, I'm going to lock in that foot. Right? You have a nice angle here, so you can see that my leg is slightly crossed over. Once it's crossed over, I'm going to push out and bring it back in. Push out and bring it back in. Now, depending if you're going to use the handle or the ankle strap, if you have that, it's up to you, but you can easily do it with the handle, no problem. So again, here, don't turn your leg out. It will naturally stop when it hits the right position. Squeezing. Don't lean to the side. You want to stay nice and straight. Okay, so this is your outer thigh. Now we're going to go for the inner thigh. To get the inner thigh, I can keep my foot inside and I simply rotate around the other direction. And I'm going to stand here, step away a little bit so you feel that pull. And then I'm going to cross over this way. So crossing, this is your inner thigh. And while we're at it, the same foot, I'm going to show you the kick back. So you get the kick back. We have 2 motions. I can do with the bent leg into the kick. So bend, kick, bend, kick. And to get this bend and kick, I'm really targeting this glute and hamstring area, right? Bend, kick. Or if I want to isolate just the hamstring and the glute with the straight leg, I stand nice and tall, I point my toe and I just lift, lift, and lift. Okay, for the variation, just so you can see the different angles. I'm going to do the opposite. So I'm going to do my inner thigh facing you. Now look at this. So I'm standing here, my feet are shoulder width apart. In order to get that full range of motion, I'm going to step away so I feel that angle, and then I'm going to hold on to here. That way this leg is strong, and this is pulling the inner thigh across my body. And again, you can adjust it depending on your body type and where you want to target. But that's for the inner thigh. Now I'm going to simply turn it around. Flip it around to the outer thigh so you can see my alignment. I'm going to stand with my legs crossed in front. This foot's going slightly in front, and then I'm going to go that direction. Out, touch. Okay. And again, the back extension. Phase 1 is bent knee, the kick. So I'm keeping slightly bent with the kick. My leg is flexed. And then if I want to switch to the point, I don't go the full range of motion, I just point and lift. Good. There's more though that we can do with this. So the upright row. I'm just going to stand here, and I'm going to squeeze my booty. This is for the shoulders. Okay? So I'm going to lift straight up. And if you don't want to lock your knees out, you want to stand here, make sure your knees are nice and relaxed. Still squeeze your glute, push your heels into the ground, straight up. Breathe out. Good. All right, I'm feeling like I want to get a little bit of bicep workout. No problem. All I do is flip it around, get my elbow close into my belly. I'm going to go straight up. Let's say I want to switch the grip into a hammer grip. I simply go from a horizontal and then twist it just a little bit, and I'm going to go straight up. And then one of my favorite variations for these bicep workouts is to go from the hammer grip. I'm going to go 1, and I'm going to cross over 2. And this really helps round out that muscle if you're feeling like an adventurous bicep workout. Good, just so you can see the different angles, same thing. This grip, the hammer curl, and then we want to cross that chest. 1, hit 2, hit 3. Okay? So you got the bicep, We can also do a nice shoulder press from this position. So I'm gonna stand here with this, really important here. Now watch my elbow. By locking my elbow under, I'm gonna get the full correct form for the shoulder press, straight up. Breathe in, breathe out. Good, if I'm gonna change my angle slightly, I'm gonna go here. Notice the line from my hand all the way down to my heel. This is a powerful position. Good. And again, if we want to get into it, I can turn this into a nice hamstring workout. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to go pull up and down, pull up, down, pull up, down. And now I'm going to add the range of motion. So I'm going to go from here. As I come up, this is a very unique workout. I just made it up right now. I'm going to pull it in, and then I'm going to come up as I go down. So I'm going to pull as I come up and go down. Pull as I come up and go down. One more. Pull as I come up. My favorite part about this, as a dancer, I can basically choreograph on this. I can turn it into any kind of workout I want. So if you want to freestyle your workout and you don't have free weights, this is the best option. If you have any other questions, please send Muscle D Fitness a question. If you want to see other types of workouts, that's what we're here for. Our goal is to make workouts for you easier, more efficient, the right motion, and obviously having a beautiful unit to do it all on. So we look forward to hearing from you. Enjoy your workouts, enjoy your machine. Let us know if you have any questions. Have a great day, have a great night, have a great workout.